I really want my world to feel a bit more unique and alive, so come and join me for today's journey where we're building walls, farms, and adding a brand new guard tower to my survival world. So I have a vision and I just have to try it out, and I think it'll look pretty cool. I'm gonna start by putting a wall around everything, plan out some paths as well. Let's see what I can cook up here. Today I really wanted to focus on bringing everything together, so yes, we are building a wall and it's gonna go around everything we've built so far. And we'll throw some lanterns like every second one. I started by mapping out the shape with my cobblestone walls and texturing in some of the andesite ones as well. I don't actually know what I'm really doing, but since I had a block palette in mind, it kind of just ended up working out, and I think it's pretty cool. Since I'm gonna make the wall kind of end here, yeah, maybe something like that. I kind of like that. We can continue our path. May as well have it go around the backside. And down near the bottom of my wall, I textured in some podzol and coarse dirt. As you can see, it goes along the side of my house. I wanted this particular section to kind of feel like an alleyway, so I walled off the other side with fences, and I wanted to make a bench here. So I ended up coming up with this design, pretty simple, and near the back, a group of red flowers. Wow, I'm really liking how this is turning out so far. We have a bench and some flowers around the back here. I'm gonna keep continuing the wall, and I think I'm gonna build like a pond back here or something. Just around the back side of my house here, it had been empty for quite some time, so I felt it was finally time to do something with the space. I expanded with the wall, and I wanted to try something a little different here, so then you had more of a view. So I left everything a little bit more open. Can you see the vision? It's got a nice view of the medieval town I built, as well as like the water. We're gonna put a pond here, so I'm gonna just kind of work on shaping it, and yeah, we'll go from there. It was actually really nice going back and actually working on the surroundings of my older builds here. And so yes, I'm building a pond, and I don't have a lot of pond experience. Let's see what we can do. The Aqua Infinity helps so much with underwater stuff. I don't know how deep I actually want to make this. I'm just kind of winging it. Look at all the blocks. They're all like jumping up and down. It's kind of nice working underwater. It's actually pretty deep. I like it. I like it. Of course, I continued the path around the outside of the pond and got this really cool cinematic. Path connected. Oh, this is so cool. Just like before, I made sure to continue adding podzol and coarse dirt underneath the wall. It really adds some nice detail and makes everything look a whole lot better, as well as I added some grass here and there. Right here in my pond, I want to put a dock. I think it's a good spot for it. The pond isn't that big, so my dock is fairly small, but I added some signs and some campfires to make it look nice. I want some kelp because I feel like it would look cool. I'm gonna grab some of this. Scattering some kelp at the bottom, I will definitely say elevated the look of the pond. It was still kind of missing something, so I added some more stone along that back wall and textured in some other block. I wanted to add some fence up here for a bit of a lookout and some leaves that climb down into the water. And this is kind of how it turned out, just a small dock. And moving on to the next part. Let's grow some trees. I ran out of wood, so we gotta chop some more down. And now moving on to the right side of my base, I kept expanding the wall even further. Eventually I want to have it wrap around like this entire island that I live on. I've got something planned really cool that I want to build here. You will see a bit later in the video. I did have to do a tiny bit of terraforming, and for your guys' worlds, if you're planning anything sort of similar, I'd recommend just going for it. Regardless of how it turns out, it's something cool that you created. Moving back onto the left side, I wanted to make a log pile because I guess I store my logs in random places sometimes. I use pressure plates and campfires to make it look a bit better, and of course around the base, we can make it look a lot nicer by adding in some other blocks into the ground. If we come over here, I have this staircase that goes all the way down here. This comes to our underground farming area. I'm gonna need a few crops from these guys. Yeah, they should have a lot. That is so sick. And since this is fully grown, I can just hit these levers and it's like sort of automatic. It's not bad. Then we can turn these off and everything should start flowing into here. I just need the wheat seeds and then I'm gonna replant everything. I traveled to get some short grass. I will kind of need this to make it look a little bit nicer. And now for my favorite part, we're adding some outdoor farms to the left of our beautiful log pile. If you have a farm or a silo like I do, putting your farm right in front of them really elevates and makes it look so cool. So the vibe I was really trying to fit here was something like Stardew Valley. After I bone mealed everything, we had like these rows of crops, and I added in some of that short grass and bushes that I had collected. Really spending some time adding these small details really makes your world feel a lot more alive, and our farms needed some sort of irrigation system. So these are like pipes. I added some stained glass hose that kind of drips water into the cauldron. And to finish up the rest of our farm here, I just needed to touch up the ground and fix the path a bit. Dude, this turned out so amazing. Wait, it looks so sick. If we come over here, I still have this flat section. I want to build something, and I gathered some grass blocks. I'm gonna terraform a bit of the land, and we're gonna put a guard tower. I feel like it's a great spot. I'm just gonna go ahead and patch this in and kind of shape a mound. I don't know what to do with this first starter hole. I want to still keep it because it's like a good memory, but for now I think we're just gonna cover it up. It will be a little bit forgotten for now. We'll do something with it eventually. I added a second layer, and we'll put it right here at the top. This is gonna require a lot of resources. To not bore you guys, I'm gonna go gather some of those and maybe a quick montage. I'm using shelves in this build. I need stripped logs, and you craft it just like this, which is really cool. I haven't built much with them yet, so I needed to farm some more oak wood as I just run out. I don't know why these are leafless. I believe to make mossy stone bricks, use vines, right? I'm just gonna gather some of this. That took quite some time, but I gathered all the resources we're going to need. I actually managed to find a lot around base, just kind of sitting around from other projects. I know this may look confusing, let me explain. My replay file had corrupted, so I actually tore the whole tower down to rebuild it so I could show you guys the process. That's why there's a weird floating interior that I am building around, but we'll get to that, don't worry. And now for the actual tower itself, it is a guard tower, and I wanted to use two different wood types here, oak and then spruce for the top level. I added the shelves on the outside, and it actually looks really nice. As you can see, this tower is quite tall. As we go around the attic, I use deep slate blocks for my pointy style of roof. This tower just might be giving a bit of a wizard vibe, but that's completely fine. And down here at the bottom, let's add a staircase that goes up to the door. And yes, we need to make the ground look a little bit better. Oh, and if you guys had any ideas for builds, please leave a comment. I would love to see your suggestions, and I would totally build anything that you guys comment. And yeah, it could be forever a part of this world that we are building together. It still needed something, so I added these walls and some iron bars on top, as well as some leaves. And with that complete, we are finished our guard tower. Let me know what you guys think. I think it turned out pretty awesome. That looks so good. That looks so good. Ooh, wow. Oh my god, that could have been kind of bad. It is time to do the interior. Let's see what we can figure out to do here. I want to make it a little bit darker, so I went to gather some dark oak wood. Let's just start with our floor. It always looks really nice to scatter in some logs. Okay, yes. There we go, center beam. Now let's start a staircase. Ooh, oh my god, I like that. These kind of look like support beams coming out. Do our ladder right here. I want to go all the way up. We may as well also put an attic up here. And then we'll do one more floor. Yeah, like that. Then we can put a lantern on there. This. I don't know why, but I added some lodestone. I think it looks actually really cool. Bottom floor is starting to take shape. Now this second floor, up here on the second floor, our ladder goes up. We have some barrels, pot here, this hangs our lantern. And now for the final floor, let's think of something. I came up with this general kind of living area. He's got a bed, some storage, a pot with a plant because who doesn't need plants? And our attic is now complete. We have some storage, some leaves, and some support beams up here as well. That marks the finish of our interior for our guard tower. I really like the spiral staircase. It's totally like a watchtower slash guard tower. Yeah, I think this turned out pretty awesome. We got so many cool things done today. The farm is definitely one of my favorites. And of course, our awesome guard tower. Look, this is like Stardew. It's so cool. And along the backside here, we cannot forget about the new pond edition with our dock. I am super happy with today's progress. So yeah, consider subscribing. Bye-bye. See you guys. I also plan on streaming on Twitch. Follow me here. It'll be the top link in the description. Help me reach 10 followers. Thank you. Goodbye.